How's everybody doing? Messenger X here, giving everyone a shalom, and I want to say to each and every one of you that I certainly appreciate the fact that I am getting reception, being received, I should say, without too much. I don't want to ruffle anyone's feathers. I'm here to do a job that must be done. Okay, folks, we don't have a choice but to do what we have to do to save this planet, and I am making every effort to ensure that it does happen. And one of the ways that I do that, of course, is by going on to the different platforms throughout Africa and the world, whether it's Joe Rogan here in the West, President Biden's platform on CNBC, or Dr. Eric Kana's platform between, of course, the U.S. and Africa. Well, I had watched a video that she posted about 22 hours ago, and you could see that by looking right there. And I feel it's important that you have an opportunity to read the message that I left her. It starts out with, "Dear ma'am, hello, how are you this morning? The desperation of an imperial mindset is shining through to such a high degree that you have me literally flabbergasted, wondering when you're going to come back down to read more." It says Earth after that, but I'd like you to first an opportunity to listen to the good doctor, who, of course, is right doing everything she can within the extents of her. I don't even know how to explain it. I mean, I wouldn't call a partnership with individuals who have no control over their, weaknesses. I wouldn't call that a good thing. So I'm going to let you hear this woman describe how African people should be aware that we can't stand up and fight because we can't stand up to bullets. So I want you to just hear this lady. Let's go ahead and listen to what she's saying real quick. This is a spiritual battle you're in right now. You're not in a physical battle. One thing clear to all of us and all of you, my brothers and sisters. Africa is under siege. Africa is under siege. Let me repeat that. Right now, the conditions in Africa today, because of Berlin Conference, and I keep going back to that, to say they are still operating in silos. The small Togolese military, the small Ghanaian military, the small Djibouti military. There has not been an integration. And the small African Union army that is there, who is funding it? The Europeans. Where are they buying their military equipment from? From the Europeans. You look at the Francophone countries, according to the Pact for the Continuation of Colonization, each African country, they can only buy their military equipment from France. Their military can only be trained by France. Do you think France is going to train their military to be superior to them? Do you think France is going to sell them equipment that's superior to them? Let's make call you one if you have no pieces of paper with ink on it.
Or do you want to have a military that you still go to them to supply with the military equipment? There is not a single gun manufacturing plant in Africa, and yet we seem to have an endless supply of guns. I am saying, first things first, unity of purpose. We need funding. When we are sitting at $1 billion, that's 1 million of us committing to $85 a month for a year. Let's make it 5 million of us. Let's make it 10 million of us. In 1 year, we are sitting at 10 billion. In 2 years, we are sitting at easily 20, 30 billion. Now the conversation changes.
Now, at this very critical magnetic juncture, when the lost tribe of Israel is, of course, prophesied thousands of sun and moon cycles ago to return to not only their standard 7-sensory high vibrational yang conscious level of sight awareness, which is third eye awareness, and of course taking their rightful places at the top of the food chain, and of course reigning over the planet as they should, in an orderly way, where nothing costs the money. I mean, you who believe that you need a piece of paper to survive, I think maybe you need to leave the planet. At this time, as a matter of fact, the planet's really not a good place for you to be, especially with me here. So, anyways, what I wanted to do was just to let you have an opportunity to... We do not want our Africa. We can talk about money. Military is never going to happen. Hear this woman? You have money. You begin to manufacture your own guns. You begin to pull together your own people and train your own people. We are nowhere near that. So let's not talk about the military right now. All we're going to do is scare some people and they'll start knocking off some heads. We'll never accomplish anything. Let's work and concentrate on things that we can do something about. And we talk about economic development. Okay. When we're now in a position to build our... I don't hear any of these people, by the way, talking about how destroyed the environment has become as a result of their blissful unconsciousness. So let's go to the message I left her. And Africans in the diaspora. Down the road, at a later date, we can talk about the military, but I can tell you that one is a conversation that I don't think... Okay, let me see here. Where do we begin? And we're going to go there real quick. Here it is. Okay, so we can see it. There she is. Okay, Dr. Arcana, and let's go to read more. Okay, so, dear ma'am, hello, how are you this morning? The desperation of an imperial mindset is shining through to such a high degree that you have me literally flabbergasted, wondering when you're going to come back down to earth and realize this is the time of the return. If you recall the scripture in the Bible in the book of Ephesians that discussed how it is our battle is not with flesh and blood, but the power of principalities, evil in high places. The high places mentioned in that scripture are the places you and I find our light and dark thoughts, our magnetic awareness. Hence, our return is not going to be one whereas we will be making $10 an hour more or paying less in taxes. This is a psychological return that requires African men specifically and women respectively through the knowledge of who they are beneath the skin of their electrochemical magnetic genetics, who they are within the 30 million genetic species of what we've been taught to call wildlife and nature, who all other bloodlines are beneath their skins and the skin of the electrochemical magnetic immortal life support creation matrix evolutionary support program within our highest vibrational field of awareness, that is, our highest mind, which is also called outer space, by the way, folks. Okay, so let me go on. This is a psycho-neurophysiological reset, or better, electromagnetic consciousness-controlled paradigm shift that requires All lower vibrational 5 sensory aware fail-safe protocol counterbalancing conscious rebalancing countermeasure controls. That would be all the root races, their bloodlines, their 5 sensory awareness, to commit to having no more reverse negative energy feed access. Okay. By the restoration of the natural high vibrational 7 and let me get that out of the way. Let's start that again. That requires all lower vibrational 5 sensory aware fail-safe protocol counterbalancing conscious countermeasure conscious controls to commit to having no more reverse negative energy feed access. How do they get that access? By manipulating your minds into chasing down your identity in a pair of Nikes or a Gucci skirt. By the restoration of the natural, high vibrational, seven and 6 sensory collective third eye yang conscious awareness of the melanated men and women, primarily all African men and women, and secondarily all other yang conscious high vibrational fail-safe protocol bloodline conscious collectives who no longer need to assume the planet is theirs to blissfully destroy worldwide. Our true body, our true interdimensional conscious spectrum and radio frequency diaspora, if you will. And this is the very reason why you see now your corrupt leadership scrambling all over the world, attempting to assuage all colonized, don't worry, I'll get it back on. Attempting to assuage all colonized nations, all colonized nations, people's loyalties, favor, renewed faith and trust in their safe, careful, insightful, stable handling of our world's present untimely dilemmas, such as an abused fuel chain, poisoned, toxic ecological systems, and social unrest. All these, by the way, they created themselves for the benefit of their own reverse energy fueling, which starts in the mind of the black man and the black woman. It's very evident by the look of our world that these individuals cannot go on in a seat of power over even themselves, let alone anyone else or the planet Earth any further. Madam, I'm sure you do not have to, let me see, let me get my camera. I just lost focus. And I don't know why. That doesn't look right. How in the world did I lose focus? Oh, let me do that. Okay, so here we go. Okay, where's it at? Why am I... It's something how I just lost focus. It's pretty weird. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and read it anyway. Finish reading it. It's very evident by the look of our... there it is. By the look of our world, that these individuals cannot go on in a seat of power or over even themselves, let alone anyone else, or planet Earth any farther. Madam, I'm sure I do not have to remind you of the reality of karma. And further, oh boy, let me get back there. Very long text. Madam, I'm sure I do not have to remind you of the reality of karma, and further, I'm sure it isn't difficult for you to understand we are at the end of a long magnetic passage through a lot of unnecessary hell. Which brings me to this point, in closing. As long as our people have a chance to align their conscious frequency, which is already taking place, As long as we realize money needs us to survive, as long as we realize money needs us to survive, and we don't need it at all, as long as we are not consuming flesh and blood, as long as we are not destroying our present temples, as long as we understand the proper use of our magnetic functioning minds, we don't need any weapons, for this is a spiritual war, beginning and ending, of course, in our mind. The same place all karmic events begin and end. So please, cease and desist attempting to corral the collective fears of our people at this time. Enough of them have suffered. You may be sold out to material definition, but I want to warn you and your friends, the colonial excuse me. But I want to warn you and your friends. I've gotten lost. Excuse me. Sorry, folks. There it is. You may be sold out to the material definition, but I want to warn you and your friends, the colonial powers to whom you give all of your energy and power. From this moment on, you will be wise to reconsider your plans of jabbing and sterilizing the African people, as you would be just as wise getting yourselves together on the inside, for there isn't a chemical form, construct, weapon on this planet that can defeat the already begun process of the African diasporas returning to their standard level of awareness and seat of responsibility over that which has always and forever been theirs. And of course, folks, you all know my standard exit on my text. Get to know yourself better in these last days with the Worldwide Paradigm Shift Show, featuring the Book of Life, Light and Dark Forces, the Book of You, audio version, answering questions like, who am I, where am I, why am I, what am I, what is my place on this high vibrational and low vibrational electrochemical magnetic chessboard, what is the future of America and the world over the next few months and years, all this and more. Brace yourselves, for your mind and your world is soon to be flipped inside out, come hell or high water. Sincerely, Messenger Christopher Spirit World X the Mahdi, the High Council of the Order of the Crystal Keys, and our friends at YouTube, only on YouTube. Enjoy the show, and go get 'em, tigers. Time to get the unconscious. We have to get our money game up. One, inside and out. That is, out of the damn way. I'll say that one more time. It is time to get that unconscious, I gotta get my money game up. One, inside of you and outside of you, out of the damn way. Folks, please take this moment seriously. Next clips coming up are the final revealing clips, and your mind is going to be blown away. Messenger Spirit World X, over and out.